Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character accessory by me. So let's get into it. Wriothesley. Wriothesley is actually very tired today, and that's what inspired him to do this in the first place. When he came home, he already looked a little bit drained, and you could only soften upon seeing him. Oh love, how was today? You look very exhausted. You tell him, and he nods, letting out a yawn. I am indeed exhausted, Ryan. Today has been... well, it has been one hell of a day. But at least I'm here now. And I'm fine. So you don't have to worry about me, he said. And although you were worried about him, you realized that maybe things would be okay if he was not making such a big deal of them. Until he had just laid down next to you, put his head on top of your thighs, and closed his eyes. Wriothesley, what are you doing? I'm just sleeping, Ryan. Come on. Your thighs are perfect pillows, so it's not even a matter of opinion. It is simply true. And although you were about to object, when you looked at his face, and how peaceful he looked like, just laying his head on your thighs, which he claimed to be perfect pillows for his head. Oh, Wriothesley, you must be so tired. Alright then, I guess I will be nice and be merciful and let you do as you want. Just today then. Only today. He then leaned up, kissing you gently and sweetly. I'll take that. Only today, he said, and your heart melted a little bit as you kissed him, bringing him closer to you and stroking his hair. Are you sure you will be alright, Wriothesley? I want to make sure. You worry me a lot. You tell him, and he finds himself nodding. I will be alright. I can promise you that. I'm just a little bit tired, that's all. And I promise you those pillows of yours, they can do wonders with anyone indeed, he said, and you could only let out soft giggles as you listened to him. He could never take things seriously sometimes, especially if there were things that worry you. He always tried to make them seem unworrying, especially if he could easily take his victims out, so none of them would have to suffer. But right now, as you laid free to him, next to his seat, you found yourself smiling at the meaning of freedom, of having someone, and yet having all that much freedom in the world, and being able to love them in every single way imaginable, something that many others could only wish for, and would never be able to truly get. And as for Wriothesley, when you looked down at him, just a couple moments later, you found him sound asleep, totally gone from this world, and just being transferred to another, enjoying himself in dreamland, far away from the worries of reality. Neuvillette. Neuvillette kept to himself, and for most of the time, he would not bother you about something, even if it was to cause his own comfort, and because he yearned for something or wanted it. For the most part, he will avoid you unless absolutely necessary, and there is no other alternative, at least no easy one. He never wants to bother you, and right now, as you felt so tired and drained, after a long day of just having to do paperwork after paperwork, he decided to finally rest, and anything else he may continue tomorrow. Most of the days were not so packed anyway, so surely he can handle the rate. And as he sat next to you, giving you a soft smile, and then before I knew it, he yawned, and curled up his rather large figure to lay his head down on your lap. Neuvillette, what's going on? You're not usually so tired. Is everything okay? You ask him, and he nods, yawning. Sorry, Wayan. A lot of things happened back at the court, and I'm rather tired, he said, and you couldn't help but soften, running your hands through his hair, and he lets out a soft sigh in content, smiling to himself as he closed his eyes. He was truly grateful for your presence, and the fact that he had someone as kind and as lovely as you are. It's alright, Nibby. I was only worried about you, but I'm glad that you're resting now. But please, in the future, try not to overwork yourself so much. You don't want to worry me like this. You tell him, and he's quite convinced by it, nodding and giving you a small apology. And you keep humming to him. And maybe as a dragon sovereign, he truly did not need sleep or rest as much as others. He was already a dragon just in a human form. But now with all that power at his disposal, he didn't need things that others did. And if he needed them far less. So, well, he was just happy to rest in this manner. It was a way to rest his soul, a way to bring peace to himself. And right now, using your thighs as pillows because they were quite perfect as they are, it was the best thing ever. Especially when it was accompanied by your hand that was running through his hair and your soft voice humming lullabies into his ears. And right now, as his world slowly faded away into a peaceful dream, not really detailed and lacking a lot of things, but most importantly, it resembled peace. Away from the court, away from the trials, away from the prophecy and everything that happened. And the only person within his sight was you, amongst the flowers and the beautiful waters in his dream.